for our little boy that's coming. So excited for that.
Yeah, that's super exciting.
Yeah.
I've none of that going on at my place. I have no pets. I just, it's me and my roommate. Well, I have two roommates. One of them though, he works further north, and he has a girlfriend, and they, he visits with her, but they work in the same place, and he doesn't want to bring any of that back to us, and so he's chosen to stay up there for the time being. So really, it's just been me and my other roommate. And when I'm not home, or he's a teacher, so he works from home too. So when I do get home, and there's like the normal house stuff, like doing dishes and all those sorts of things. But for the most part, my free time is spent either doing our workouts or working on other projects and things like that. So speaking of projects, we can talk, I guess, a little bit more on what has been keeping us busy from a work perspective. Yeah. What have we been doing to increase value for our members at the gym? For the most part, I think this will heavily lean on your end of things. From an M4G perspective, Excellence in Motion is really young. I'm just kind of doing my own thing whenever I can. I don't really need to have sort of a go perspective from that. So that stuff kind of takes care of itself on my end of things. But from the gym's perspective, things were different at the start of this whole quarantine process. We had some ideas that sort of went kaput and had to mold and change into some different things from there.
Yeah. So I think this will be good for our members to hear. I think this will kind of be fun. But again, so these two first things, I mean, this was when the first week got put into place where it was 10 people or less. It was not a stay-at-home order yet. We immediately launched two things that we wanted to do. One was build our YouTube page, build our YouTube content, and we were gonna start a series. It was gonna be, we didn't actually have a real name for it, but it was called the On the Road Home Gym Series. And it was actually, my wife had briefly said something about it, and then, man, I can't remember if it was Andrew Smiley or maybe Matt Grills. It was one of those two gentlemen, and they were like, how cool would it be if Coach Tristan came to our house and worked out with us? And again, it was just basically those two things just hit in the same day, and I was like, Caden, let's do this. With your editing skills, let's just go to a different home every single day. Yeah. It'll just be me and that athlete. We'll keep the social distancing rule, and you can just take a video, and I'll just do the at-home workout with them that day. And if it even has equipment, I'll bring equipment with me. It'll be really fun. And so actually we did two of those. We did one with Job and Cole, and then I was actually not at the other one, but you went to Nicole Gam and Zach's house, and you guys did a Saturday partner workout there.
We did, yeah.
And obviously those two videos were awesome. They were fun. But again, just to really allude to, it was a very gray area. So again, we were trying to do our best. We were trying to follow all the rules. And the other thing that we were going to do, in fact, it was set in place. And then again, we have a close friend who's with the police department, and he just said, with the things that are about to come down, I would not do what you're about to do. Yeah. But again, the idea was we were going to start meeting at tracks and parks and stuff like that, keep the 10 or less people. One individual coach would be there, and then we'd even let people sign up in the Tribe app for classes, and it would be less than 10 people. We'd bring equipment from the gym. It would be great. It'd be great to keep our community together, people seeing one another, but, we're all staying healthy together. Anyway, boom, crash, bang, whatever you want to say. Yeah, man, that whatever day it was, 3/23, 3/24. Yeah. It's like, all right, from here on out, stay at home order was in place. Yeah. Essential places only. Okay, get it. We're understood. So those were our first two that we really wanted to get to. But we still had so many other things, and they've worked out very well for us. So again, this is all kind of a pre-snapshot of when you were not going to school. You were technically on your extended spring break.
Yeah. Because before all of this even happened, when we did our March coaches meeting, looking ahead, I was like, hey, this is my spring break. I can coach so many classes this week. Because
I felt so bad, man. Yeah. I had you on the schedule for at least 10 to 15 classes.
Tons of classes. I was like,
and then we just shut down.
I'll be able to handle all of it. And then we shut down, and I was like, well, what am I going to do now? And then even during that spring break week, they reached out to us and were like, yeah, we're going to extend it another week. So I had 2 weeks of literally nothing to do.
Yep.
And so, getting to do these sorts of things, taking the videos and traveling to people and all that kind of stuff, it was a blast for me.
It gave you something to do.
It gave me something to do.
I can't say it enough, man. We all are given so many talents. You have so many gifts that you help outside of just physical therapy and coaching. And yeah, I just thought that this was an amazing way for you to get to share those things.
Yeah.
And you did, and you do on the daily. So like, I'm really appreciative of that. But even through that, with that YouTube idea, we just kept running with it. We thought, we saw some gyms doing Zoom workouts, and nothing against that, but we just saw so many problems with that. We didn't know from some people are still working. Some people are still going into work physically. Other people are working from their home, but now their entire family's home with them. Moms have to get their kids, or they're teaching them. They're doing e-learning. So it just seemed like, I don't want to say a headache. That's not why we didn't do it. We didn't know, with more than half of our coaching staff also having work, we just didn't know if we could actually provide multiple workouts in a day for people to be able to be a part of. So we thought, instead of having specific Zoom workouts, let's create exercise videos that were super detailed. So like, I have to give the credit, right? We got the idea from CrossFit HQ, with James Hobart and Julie Fouché. And it's so beautiful. It's a whole minute worth of them moving very well. And then off to the side, it gives those precursors are basically those measures, cues, the standards that, you want to be moving. And we were like, you know what, let's do this, and not only create our YouTube page and get it bigger, but really help out our members. It's almost like having a coach there with them. They can rewind it, pause it whenever they want.
Yeah.
And it'll just go, we'll upload it to the app every single time we have workouts, and this will answer their questions and, stuff like that. On top of it, we didn't even think about this, but it just went right into it, was our on-ramp classes and creating the foundational movements. It's something that, we obviously talk about in that class. We show them, but now they can go home, and after they've seen us do it, and they've even done it a few times themselves, now they can go back and rewatch this, and it's just an easier way for them to get, into what we do here at our gym and feel better and just move better and just learn quicker, stuff like that.
Yeah. And what I liked about, with Tribe, it gives it that personal touch, because we're programming workouts that are meant to be done at home. And some people have equipment, some people don't. So we program both variations, but it's nice to have, because we can't be in person giving skilled coaching to those people, having them see the movement be done, having the cues on the side in great detail to let them know exactly what they should be expecting of themselves when they do that stuff. And to top it all off, I mean, that's content that stays there forever. That's something that we don't have to continually try to recreate or whatever. And on the personal side of things, like I said, to me, it feels better to go into the app and see all these videos that are posted that are from the gym that you work out at every single day, and not, no offense to James or Julie, but it's just for our members, I think it's nice to see the purple wall instead of seeing the white background and all of that kind of stuff. Yeah. So, and it's nice too that, because we pay our affiliate fee and we can use that name, that we're able to sort of do those sorts of things. But
right. If you would have told me that the power of purple would outplay or outweigh CrossFit Games accolades, I would have never believed you. But yeah, just the power of the purple wall. That's gonna be a phrase from here on out.
Oh,
the power of the purple wall.
I need to send that out to Greg.
Yeah,
like,
for
hey,
sure.
All your future videos, you might want to get a backsplash of purple.
Yeah, you really need a purple wall.
Brighten some things up a little bit.
Yeah. So, all right. Instead of, we don't want to get off track too much, but, some other things that we did, we were doing daily gratitudes on our Facebook community page, the private page. This was amazing, man. Like, engagement after engagement, 20 to 30 to 40 comments every single day. It just gave some people, like, ways of seeing things a little bit differently. And quite frankly, just like, I hate to say it, but just like the stages of grief, that's what this is. The first week, it was like people just were shocked. they didn't know what to expect. And then the second week, people were literally depressed. I mean, like, oh my gosh, what does this mean? And so again, I'm not going to go through the stages, but like that's what it's been like in our Facebook group. And I think it's been so important from a support standpoint. And again, just the constant daily engagement. It's been really, really good. And then what's cool about this is at first we started only with coaches, and then we actually started having our own members start posting this every single day.
Yeah.
So it wasn't just people posting on that person or on that daily gratitude. It was actually our real members getting in and talking and like really just pouring their heart out there. So it's been really good there. We started with some daily health challenges, and we'll talk about that a little bit more. We actually ended up going to kind of bigger health challenges, and just again with your video skills, we actually started creating weekly health challenges where basically we give it to them at the beginning of the week, and they have the entire week to try to accumulate or finish something, and it's a much bigger challenge. And basically the differences here were the daily health challenges were great, and it was a huge array of different types of stuff, all the way from mental and emotional and spiritual and physical and stuff like that. But it was teaching our people to only do that one day and then move on to something different.
Right.
And now what we're seeing is we give them 3 challenges. One's mental, one's physical, and one's nutritional or very health related. And now it's almost teaching them to try to touch on those things a little bit or a lot of it every single day of the week.
Build habits.
Build a true, exactly, successful, healthy habit. In these first 2 weeks, our programming, although it was very exciting to think outside the box, after 2 weeks, we were already thinking like, oh my gosh, what do we do after this?
Where do we go from here?
Yeah, so it was strictly body weight. It was some odd object stuff. But with that second week of what came down with the staying in place, staying at home, we knew that this was going to be a long haul, that we were going to be shut down for a while. And so then we kind of just went right into a loan equipment program. So we allowed people to come in, get 2 pieces of equipment. We had a list of things that they could choose from, obviously. And then this basically gave Caden and I more things to do. Again, like he alluded to, we've chosen to really try to take a positive viewpoint to all of this, not only making ourselves better as humans, but making ourselves better as coaches and business owners. And so with every new thing, instead of trying to be like, oh man, like we've tried to be like, oh man, yeah, let's do this,
we're now given this so much time to work on things that I don't think we would have worked otherwise. And this is a prime example.
We wouldn't have even known that we liked it.
Yeah.
Like, I think that that's something that, and I am so bad at it. I don't even know if I like it or not. I just look at it like, well, that's a chore. Like, man, I already got these things. Like, now I'm going to add this. And what I've found is there are things on my list that are actually the things that I'm like, man, I don't want to do that anymore.
Yeah.
And then during this time, I've created so many new opportunities and avenues that I'm like, man, that's what I need to be doing. And these things that I have on this list, some of them gotta go. And I'm so excited about that too. So anyway, we were so proud of ourselves. I think we had 20 exercise videos when we had just gone through the bodyweight stuff. And then once we got the loan equipment out, we just started churning videos out left and right. I mean, they took hours, they took weeks, but they were awesome. And we are well over 70 videos. I just looked. I mean, we have nine foundational. Wow. We have 60 exercises, and then we actually have a few of our health challenge videos now.
Oh, that's awesome.
We have made over 70 videos together
in total. That's amazing.
In this 30 days that we've been quarantined. So, I mean, that's more than 2 videos a day. That's 2 1/3. That's awesome. Pretty solid. So yeah, it's been really fun for us. Again, just getting that exercise library and the YouTube higher, and just people are starting to watch them. It's really, really cool. Some other things that, especially once Caden got back into school, because that's what he does now every day. He has 2 to 3, sometimes even 4 to 5 hours worth of class that he has to attend virtually. We've started doing some coffee chats via Zoom. And then, based on some of the feedback, and it took 30 days. We had constantly been asking our members what they wanted, give us feedback, what can we do better, What can we do to increase the value? We just now finally decided to start doing Zoom workouts. So this was our first week. And so far it's gone really, really well. I mean, we haven't had crazy attendance, but we've had anywhere from 4 to 6 people. And we do it Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 4:30. We have a coach run it. It does do well. I think its intended purpose is definitely being served. And then we're still keeping the coffee chats. And this is kind of something where this last week we decided this is our time to catch up with people on the challenges that we've given them. Where are they at? What are they finding to be successful? Can they help others in that regard? Or, what is it that's difficult for you? Those kinds of things. And then, I think what's kind of obvious about all this is, again, the project that we are now really putting our time into, again, going back to that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, is, we're trying to really get all of our content ready for this podcast. As you guys hear this, episode 1, we've already done some other things that, are already done. Mm-hmm. And we'll be putting that out to you later. Like, we're trying to stay ahead of this thing, not just at a week's glance, but at a 2 and 3 weeks glance, which actually, one small comment to that, for me, what's been good about this is being able to stop myself at 5 o'clock every day and be like, there's always tomorrow. And what's been good about it is because I know that this isn't forever. This quarantine is not forever. So it's like, it has been nice to not have to get too far ahead of myself, but to constantly be a week ahead. And that's just not life, man. Yeah. Like, when we get back to life, you got to be 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks ahead.
Plan.
When we have events coming up, you've got to be 6 to 12 months ahead of those things. Yeah. And so, like, for me, that's been the other thing that's been good is every single day I feel accomplished. I feel like I've set my to-do list in the morning and I've finished it by the evening, and it's okay to go spend time with my wife. It's okay to have some relaxed time. Where that's a little bit harder to judge, and that's a little bit harder to tell yourself, hey man, you deserve this during normal times. Yeah. So
for sure. I mean, honestly, this project, this podcast, it has the potential to branch off into other things, which I think is really exciting. But first and foremost for us, I think this is a way for, like you've said before, for us to get part of that creativity out of ourselves, but also, like we spoke about in our intro episode, we have had so many conversations, and I don't anticipate that changing even once things get busier, that we feel like we really should have recorded that, because that we think that could be valuable for people, if not a little entertaining. So I think this has been a really fun experience, and it'll definitely be something that I think will be a really cool, valuable thing to add into our business structure, and branch off of that.